Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Amperson. Good morning.
Well, we can quit crying now. Quit talking about how dry it is, at least for a little while. 2 inches here at the studios, and I think maybe just a hair more than that. Our measuring device is kind of weird when you get to the top, so we may have lost a little. But the Broken Bow Airport reported an inch 97, so we're either side of 2 inches from the rainfall that took place last night, along with some pea-sized hail here in Broken Bow. Now, as you know, with weather, there's different stories in different places and different amounts of rain, but we can tell you that's what we had here measured this morning, right around that 2-inch mark, which we have water running through the driving range this morning. So you know when you get a pretty good rain and it comes pretty fast, that always is draining into Muddy Creek. And there's been some flooding in southeastern Nebraska. The flood warnings out there, down south of Hastings and then through there. So it's pretty widespread, which we were asking for. So hopefully there wasn't too much hail damage out there. There were some 60-mile-per-hour winds and different menus of weather last night that passed through different places. Tornado warning in Lincoln County last night, like around Hayes down in there, and some high winds and hail there. So we had 2 different warnings here. Hopefully there was not too much damage to Custer County and central Nebraska. And if you're our adjoining counties, we hope that you had a wonderful evening of watching it rain. Even though it had to have thunder and lightning and high winds and some hail, we got some rain.
Yeah, the rain will continue to be the main topic of conversation, but instead of when is it going to rain, you'll be asking one another, how much did you get? Those are more enjoyable conversations to have usually.
Yeah, that's one of the conversations we can still have in today's weird world, and that's the weather. We can talk about the weather. Well, I got this, you got that.
Yeah.
How much did you get? Did you get any hail? How's the soil look? Any damage to the plants? All those conversations we can have about how Mother Nature treated us the last 24 hours. So that's the good news. Hopefully there's no real serious damage out there from any of that hail. It's very small here in Broken Bow, but still evident this morning. So it piled up pretty good there for a while.
Must have.
Yeah. So anyway, 2 inches, airport an inch 97. And I did post on our Facebook page today, how much rain did you get? So if you want to drop us a note, that would be kind of fun to have you folks report in this morning from around the area. If you have time to drop us a note, if you've measured. I know some people go, I was going to put that rain gauge out, and I just never did get it done, especially lately where there wasn't anything to measure. So good news there, very good news. All right, let's take a look at the Prairie Pioneer menu right off the top here on this 19th day of May already. Sounds pretty good. Sausage gravy over biscuits, corn, and fruit. And the number to call, let them know you're coming, is 872-6121. You can also call that number to set up home delivery. They do that at the center. And let's see here. Today is the 19th. So on the 22nd, this Thursday, Stephanie Graffel will be singing as a program following lunch at noon. That'll start about 1 o'clock, so drop by. May is Older American Month, and this year the center is flipping the switch on aging. So they're having some programs here in May for fun. And the next one is this Thursday with Stephanie Graffel singing. She's a great singer, good singer.
Yeah, beautiful voice.
Okay. Also, we're going to do a little catching up here today. Last week we had many good guests, and we didn't always get to our May the Beef Be With You. So we're going to do a little catching up today. We're going to give you a couple of chances today to text in and get yourself registered for the deep freeze with a quarter beef in it. And that's the grand prize. Second and third place is the delicious prime rib roast, about 8 pounds each. And all the prizes come with the local bearded hog barbecue seasonings. Great prize. People are really going for it because who wouldn't? A quarter of beef in the freezer. Put it in. Come on.
Yeah.
8 pound prime rib. These days, that's worth gold.
Yes, it is.
That's a big prize.
Yes, it is.
So be listening. We'll have a little fun with that today. We also have on our guest list the Custer County Economic Development Corporation, and Brent will have the grocery cart specials for you here in just a little bit. So keep it right here. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN. All right, that's Charlie Crockett for you, Lonesome Drifter, here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. How much rain did you get? Drop us a line and let us know when you get it measured. Get it measured before the breakfast show. Okay, kind of short on prep material today. I don't know what happened to CBS, but they didn't send out the Monday prep, and I didn't save the prep from on Friday, which would have went through today. So we're going to have to make up stuff.
Uh-oh.
So we can do like a lot of outlets these days. We can just make up whatever we want.
Yeah. Fact check it later.
Where are we at? I know you don't follow this closely as Jeremy because he's a basketball. He likes pro basketball.
Yep.
I did watch a little bit of the Celtics. Well, not their last game. I didn't finish that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, it was kind of rough there. If you're a Celtics fan,
who's left?
Let's see. They're down to the conference finals now in both conferences.
Okay.
Yeah. Western Conference Finals will be Minnesota against Oklahoma City. OKC defeated Denver to advance yesterday, and then in the Eastern Conference Finals, it'll kind kind of take you back to the history a little bit. Indiana Pacers against the New York Knicks.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you go back to
Old
the days
school.
of Reggie Miller and Patrick Ewing and some of the battles those teams had. So, yeah, kind of renewing the rivalry there in the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Deb Briner, 1.92" in Deb's gauge. And Gary Geiselman, 2 inches on 13th Avenue here in Broken Bow. So,
yeah, so right around that 2-inch mark, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
That's great.
And you farmers and ranchers out there, let us know what your measurement was. It's kind of fun to know. And there are sources we can find some reports through weather observers, which we are. But there's, I know Butch, again, up in Anselmo, north of Anselmo. He's an official weather reporter, and he does a lot better job than I do. He's pretty much exact.
My lawn this morning really looked refreshed.
I bet it did.
Anybody else's lawn just kind of looked refreshed?
Well, I think both. And I noticed in our neighborhood, my neighbor across the way mowed, and let's see, I mowed on Saturday because I was thinking this forecast actually looks like maybe we're going to get some, but we've been saying that for a few months, if not, feels like a few years. But, yeah, it really greens it up. Well, you just can't beat
you can't.
rain, and especially 2 inches of it. I'm kind of sad that it came down so hard, and some of it ran off, but it's still better than what we've been getting, right? Yeah.
Well, it's probably close to equaling what we've received all year up to this point.
It would, because we were just a little over 2 inches until this rain for the year.
Yeah.
You're right. So we doubled it.
That's
crazy. In one night. It's fantastic. And I happened to be out in a cornfield on Saturday, kind of walking through just the corn, just a few inches tall. Kind of cool to see. It's amazing when you see a plant that size, and then when it's all grown up and got the big old ears on it, hopefully.
Yeah.
But the ground, I mean, it was powder, chalky, dry, and cracked, and it made you kind of sad to think what the chances were for that corn under the circumstances on Saturday.
Yeah.
Now, boy, what a boost. It's going to shoot up. It's going to grow, and if we can get some more rains, timely rains, maybe we'll turn it around from last year. Last year, we had rain through spring and summer, especially early summer, and then the faucet turned off, and the crops suffered the second half of the growing season. Maybe we can do that differently this year, or maybe Mother Nature can. We don't really have anything.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But, excuse me, I think, rain in the forecast through the week, right? I mean, off and on here and there?
Yes, which brings us to track.
Oh, yes, I've been looking at the forecast in Omaha.
State track.
Yeah.
You can get froze, you can get sunburnt, you can get rained on. Anything can happen at the state track meet because it's track. Weather is attracted to track, and it never is the same.
Yeah, and let's see. Omaha. Oh, let me go. Yeah, there's Omaha. Wednesday. Oh, a little warmer. I thought at one time I looked and they didn't even have the high at 60 degrees on Wednesday. But now 62 on Wednesday. Partly sunny, slight chance of rain. Thursday looks like it'll be the best day. Mostly sunny, 67. And then it kind of looks like we might be battling off and on showers and rain and who knows what Friday and Saturday. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, if you can, if 60s, lower 60s, not all that warm when you get wet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the big thing as far as running the meet, I've watched those kids run in the rain.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
Yeah.
But it obviously, if it's the lightning that will halt things immediately, and rightfully so.
Yes.
So we'll see how it all plays out. Best of luck to our area golfers. I assume that everybody's able to golf today. I don't exactly know, but a lot of our area kids are scheduled to compete in district golf today. So best of luck to them.
Yeah. The greens should be soft.
Could be, yes. Yeah, depending on where you're going. Yes.
Yeah, you could have a little trouble getting any roll on the fairways depending on how much rain those places got, but it's the same for everybody. So good luck.
Yeah.
In golf. That's right. That's coming down the pike for grand finale as well. All right, let's play the game, shall we?
All right, here we go. Let's see, new batch of questions. I didn't know this. May is Mystery Month. Are you into mysteries? My wife likes watching mysteries, classic mysteries on TV. I kind of go, eh.
I don't mind a good mystery. It depends on, well, never mind. I don't mind a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, these trivia questions will test your knowledge about some famous detectives who are featured in books. Here's your first question for this week. Who is Agatha Christie's best-known female sleuth? And there's a hint here. It says she likes to knit. Who is Agatha Christie's best-known female sleuth? Your choices are Miss Marple, Jessica Fletcher, Mrs. Beaton, or Miss Pym. Those are your choices. Who is Agatha Christie's best-known female sleuth? Is it Miss Marple, Jessica Fletcher, Mrs. Beaton, or Miss Pym? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
And what is our prize today?
How about a blizzard today?
A blizzard. 872-2801.
And action!
It's Dave and Brent getting the action started on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Did you know that there are supplemental health insurance policies that enhance your coverage? Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. You're used to hearing me talk about annual enrollments, Medicare, and private health insurance, but dental, vision, accident, cancer, and hospital indemnity plans are available year-round. These affordable coverages can help ease the financial burden when the unexpected happens. Give Lori or myself a call at 308-836-2201 or stop into the office in Callaway or Broken Bow.
Cattle producers, AeroSeed is your one-stop shop for power fencing needs. AeroSeed has all the supplies, including high-tensile wire, posts, insulators, and energizers to build or replace a solar, electric, or battery-operated system. They offer products from Gallagher, the most practical, affordable, and dependable range of animal management systems on the market. Should anything ever go wrong with your Gallagher Energizer, you won't have to send it off somewhere to be repaired. Most often it can be repaired right at AeroSeed. Get your Gallagher power fence and supplies from AeroSeed on North 10th Avenue, Broken Bow.
We have Judy on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
Well, I liked that rain. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was real good. Here's Brent with your question.
Okay, Judy, who is Agatha Christie's best-known female sleuth? Is it Miss Marple, Jessica Fletcher, Mrs. Beaton, or Miss Pym?
Would that be Jessica Fletcher?
No, it's not. Jessica Fletcher would have been on the TV show, I think. Murder, She Wrote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
All right, that's okay.
That's okay, Judy. Okay, so we've eliminated Jessica Fletcher. So here's your remaining choices. Miss Marple. Let me say that one again. Miss Marple, Mrs. Beaton, or Miss Pym. What do you think?
How about Miss Marple?
Oh, hey, way to go, Judy. Hey, man, it's Monday. We got 2 inches of rain. We're feeling good, and we appreciate you calling. So we're going to put your name on a certificate that's going to get you a free blizzard from Dairy Queen in Broken Bow. Come on out and see us when you can.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yep, have a great day.
Have a good day.
You too. You're listening to The Breakfast Show and St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Call me on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN Radio. Good morning.
Awesome.
On KCNI KBBN.
The right approach to care makes all the difference. And at Broken Bow Dental, that means staying true to the values that matter most to this community. Dr. Casey McLeod and her team build lasting relationships, knowing every patient by name. She also listens, making certain your treatment is the right fit. And with advanced technology, the team at Broken Bow Dental streamlines care, completing procedures in fewer visits so you can get back to what matters most. Located right off Highway 2 in Broken Bow, Dr. McLeod's practice is now accepting patients. Better, brighter. Broken Bow Dental.
When severe weather occurs, the outcomes can be devastating. Ranky understands cleaning up and returning to normal can be a long process. The trained personnel at Central Nebraska Diesel are ready to assist you in getting your irrigation system back in running order. With a variety of services available, equipment, and repair parts, Central Nebraska Diesel can provide the help you need. Working together with Central Nebraska Diesel and Ranky will ensure your irrigation needs are met. Contact Central Nebraska Diesel, your local Ranky dealer, and see what they can do for you.
7:53, here's Brent Apperson with the Grocery Cart Specials.
All right, here we go. Wow, a week from today's Memorial Day, right?
That's crazy.
Wow, so here you go. Here's some great special to take advantage of while you get ready for that coming up next week. This ad will run today, May 19th, through the 25th of May. Let's start in the meat department. 80% lean ground beef, $3.48 a pound in the 10-pound tube. Boston pork butt is $1.88 a pound. Ribeye steak, $20.98 a pound. And St. Louis or baby back pork ribs, $3.48 a pound. 2.5 pound bag, Best Choice all natural bone-in chicken wing portions are $6.98. Fresh frozen Best Buy boneless skinless chicken breast fillets are $2.48 a pound. And the best pickle in America, in Brent Apperson's point of view, the Clausen pickles. They're on sale, $3.98 for the jar. Farmland smoked sliced bacon packages are $5.48. The big package of Fairberry Red hot dogs is $8.48. Johnsonville cooked smoked brats or sausage links, $3.48 for the package. And Johnsonville fresh frozen brats or Italian sausage are $4.98 for the package. Dean's dips, chip dips, $1.98 for the tubs. Best Choice cottage cheese, $1.88. Daisy Squeeze sour cream, the tubes are 2 for $5. Dannon Oikos yogurt, get 5 for $6. Nestle Coffee Mate creamers are $3.98. Best Choice shredded cheese, 2 packages for $4. And the Kraft American cheese singles are on sale. Get 2 packages for $6. Frozen foods, Cool Whip dessert topping, 2 for $4. Mrs. Smith's fruit pies, $4.98. Banquet family size entrees, 2 for $7. And Kemp's sherbet is on sale. Get the tubs for $3.48. Other grocery savings this week, Sara Lee Artisano bread, $3.38 for the loaf. Frito-Lay Doritos, get 2 for $7. Frito-Lay Extra Large Lays, 2 for $5. Nabisco Chips Ahoy, Ritz, Snack Crackers and Toasted Chips, 2 boxes for $6. Bush's Best Baked or Grilling Beans, 2 for $4. Kraft Mayo, $4.98. Kraft Miracle Whip, $5.48. And Kraft salad dressings are on sale. The bottles are $2.98 this week. In the produce section, 2-pound package of California fresh red ripe strawberries is $3.98. Bicolor sweet corn, get 6 ears for $3. A pint of fresh blueberries, get 2 for $6. Severed crisp celery, 2 for $3. Large slicing cucumbers are 68 cents each. New crop Michigan asparagus, $3.18 a pound. Extra large green bell peppers are 98 cents each. And the new crop Vidalia sweet onions are 98 cents a pound. Other store-wide savings, General Mills cereal boxes are 2 for $8. Betty Crocker cake or brownie mix or frosting, get 3 for $5. Hershey's syrup, the 24-ounce bottles are $3.28. Kraft marshmallows, 2 packages for $3. Van Camp's pork and beans, cans are 88 cents. Pam cooking spray on sale for $2.98. Green Giant specialty corn, 3 cans for $5. Rotel is on sale. Get 4 for $5. And Manwich Sloppy Joe sauce, get 3 cans for $4. If you want to make some s'mores on Memorial Day weekend, Hershey's candy bars are on sale. The 6-count package is on sale for $5.98. And here's a couple of the specials you'll find in the deli this week. Slice to order Kretschmar mesquite smoked turkey breast, $8.98 a pound. And slice to order Kretschmar pepper jack cheese is $6.98 a pound. Those are just some of the specials that you're going to find this week at the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow.
Thank you, Brent. Grocery Cart opens 7 days a week. And remember, you'll be able to get in to the parking lot at least in one entryway. They'll always make sure that you can get in. And, of course, there is plenty of parking on the west side. But as Steve mentioned when he was here last week, just be patient and make your way into the store. They have plenty of parking on the west side. Never think it's too busy for you to stop in. But, again, because of the construction, you'll find a way in. It'll change up a little bit as the days unfold, but they want you to stop in 7 days a week at the Grocery Cart. Here's Redbone, Come Get Your Love, on The Breakfast Show.
President's diagnosis of advanced prostate cancer.
There's been spread to the bones, which by definition means it is metastatic. But the good news, it is hormone responsive.
CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder. President Trump speaking with Russian President Vladimir Putin shortly, hoping to make progress towards a Ukraine ceasefire. John Quigley, an emeritus professor at Ohio State.
It's obviously not going to be a full resolution of the whole situation. But if anything can be done to move in that direction, it will be positive.
The House Budget Committee's Republican majority finally passed President Trump's economic package last night. Speaker Mike Johnson.
Will save the largest amount of money that's been saved in at least several decades and probably arguably in the whole history of the country.
The bill hikes spending for the military and immigration enforcement, extends income tax cuts, and cuts spending on food stamps and Medicaid. CBS News Brief, I'm Vicki Bark.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KSMB, Kearney police were called to a single motorcycle crash near Highway 30 and 19th Avenue on Saturday at 4:20 p.m. According to police, an eastbound motorcycle failed to navigate the turn, lost control, and went off the roadway into the Southfield area. Kearney police said the 55-year-old driver and man from Eddyville was transported to a local hospital where he is being treated for serious injuries. The driver was not wearing a helmet. CHI Good Health Samaritan Emergency Medical Services and Kearney Volunteer Fire Department also responded to the incident. The Kearney-Buffalo County Fatal Accident Investigation Team is investigating. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
At Yankee Stadium Sunday night, the Yanks beat the Mets 8-2 with 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Cody Bellinger hit a grand slam. He finished 3 for 3 at the plate with 6 RBIs. The Mets offense as a team was 3 for 30 with 11 strikeouts. Seattle completed a 3-game sweep of the series at San Diego, winning Sunday 6-1. The Padres scored just 1 run in each of those 3 games this weekend. The Angels swept the Dodgers in a 3-game series, winning Sunday 6-4. San Francisco with 2 runs bottom of the 8th edged the A's 3-2. Athletics have lost 5 in a row. Arizona 1-0 over Colorado. The Rockies on the road 3-22. In the NBA playoffs, a Game 7 to Oklahoma City, eliminating Denver 125-93. An NHL Game 7 went to Florida 6-1 at Toronto. Scotty Scheffler took the PGA Championship by 5 strokes, and NASCAR's All-Star race was won by Christopher Bell.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Chance for storms today, otherwise mainly sunny skies. Highs level off around 73. Westerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies tonight, chance of thunderstorms. Lows dip down to about 40. Overcast skies tomorrow, slight chance of rain showers. Highs around 58. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
They grow up so fast, and soon enough they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of tuition continues to rise. You know that college is important, but the expenses may seem out of reach. Edward Jones can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. Let's work together to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
8:07 is your time. Let's go outside with Jack Simpson and see what it really feels like. Jack, what's it like out there?
Well, I'll say it's not a bad feeling Feels nice out, 53 degrees outside with cloudy skies. I am feeling a little bit of moisture. I'd call it light mist as of right now. Calm winds out of the northeast, barometric pressure at 2962, humidity at 95%. We got some very much needed moisture last night. Got 2 inches of rain, rounding the precipitation for this month to 2 inches and 46 hundredths. High yesterday of 74, overnight low of 51. Sunrise today was at 6:15 and sunset today 8:54.
All right, Jack. Also, some reports in from Deb Briner, 1.92 inch in her gauge here in Broken Bow. Gary Geiselman, 2 inches on 13th Avenue, and Vicki and Bill Hart east of Sargent, 1.70 inch.
Yep.
So some good general rain that we've been hoping for.
I think my dad said we got an inch up in Taylor at the house too. So
An inch there?
Yep.
Okay, all right. The other question, now here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little work in the backyard Saturday here at the station, and I got out my spade, and I dug up the hole where you almost caught a snake last year by the sidewalk. So that's filled all back in now. I dug it all out. I did not find a snake or anything like that in the hole.
Gotcha.
So I filled it all back up, and so you can monitor that for us once in a while to see whether there's a new hole.
Okay.
The other thing is then I was kind of disturbing Mom and Dad, the robins, on Saturday because they didn't, they would hop around on the ground like they do to worry about their little ones, fly off and then hop around. And it was a little bit cool. It was early afternoon, late morning when I was disturbing them. So they weren't getting, Mom wasn't sitting on them or feeding them. So you don't have to check today, but let's check on those tomorrow.
Sounds good.
And they got 2 inches of rain on them, too.
Yeah.
Gosh, maybe you should go back there and check right now.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Okay.
I will say the driving range out to the side of us looks pretty nice little pool there, it looks like.
Looks like a river, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's okay. You practice getting over the water hazard.
Yep. So I see either the mom or dad is sitting in the nest right now.
Oh, that's good news.
Yep.
Good news. Rockin' robins are okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much. Jack Simpson, that's what it really feels like, plus a check on the robins. I didn't say anything about the snake hole, but I think that'll take a little while to determine whether that's being used or not.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be. It didn't look to me like there was I thought maybe I'd dig up a snake.
Yeah.
I've never dug up a snake before. I have, with my wife, picked up branches and leaves in a pile, and oh boy.
Oh, one of them wasn't a branch, or it was moving?
There were, I would say, 20 or 30 snakes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
garter
man.
snakes.
I couldn't have handled that. I'd have been running the other way.
Some of them were pretty big. Some of them were the little ones. But it's kind of creepy when you lift up and there's this den of snakes like that. Yeah. So we
So did you just leave the branches? That was the end of it? That was the end of the pickup, or how did you handle that?
We loaded up the branches and thought we didn't have any snakes left in the branches, but when I got to the tree dump, there was still a couple that were in the back of the pickup. And then there was kind of a family dilemma because this is when my dad was still here, and he was going to dispense of the snakes, and my wife was worried that my dad would dispense of the snakes.
Oh, I see.
So I think there was some snakes that were dispensed while we were at the tree farm.
I see. All right.
That was one day we'll never forget. If you folks out there, I think you can relate when you lift up a pile of branches and there's multiple snakes under there. Something you don't forget. At least we never have.
No, I wouldn't forget that.
But there's just one hole back here. I don't know what the sales girls are all worried about. They're not walking out the back door anymore. Have you noticed that?
No, I have not. I've not noticed it.
No, they're going around.
Oh, so they can get a better look,
a better view of the backyard, and not walk by that snake hole. It's filled in.
All right.
The maintenance has been conducted. So there's no reason not to use the back door. But they've been just walking down where they drive the cars.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose you can see better there.
Well, sure. Yeah, it's more open, definitely.
So that's the snake story.
Okay.
Right now, as it is at this time.
Are you, since you brought up snakes and you brought up your dad,
yes.
Can you, you told me the story, he had a way, he could grab a snake by the tail and snap it to where its head popped off?
And snap its head off.
Man.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, he could do that.
Yeah.
And then when he was younger and we were going out to Rhino Table when we were kids, we almost, in the summertime, almost always saw a rattlesnake on the road.
Oof.
And he had a way of, he would just walk up with his cowboy boots on, and he and the snake would have it out.
Wow.
I don't know. And he'd let me walk up with him, and he'd have me stand back, and I'd watch him kill that snake. And my sister would be on top of the car.
I probably would have been right up there with your sister.
Yeah. He could snap the head of the snake off by whipping it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
He learned that.
That takes some force, man. I would think.
Or some technique.
Yeah, and technique, sure.
Yeah. They learned that up on Rhino Table, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Pressing Strings going to California. Shortly, we're going to give you a chance to text in to get registered for the May the Beef Be With You. And we actually have some questions that we didn't use last week. So we have some questions to ask you about a couple different things.
Okay.
Some of them are interesting. Well, they're all interesting. One of them is about beef, so be listening.
All right.
Ansley Public Schools are seeking a qualified and motivated individual to serve as Maintenance Transportation Director. Now, this is a full-time, year-around position and plays a vital role in overseeing the daily operations of the facilities and transportation services at Ansley Schools, helping to ensure a safe and efficient and welcoming environment for all students and all staff. Also, looking for a dependable and motivated school custodian to help maintain a clean, safe, and welcoming environment to the students and staff. If you're interested in either one of these positions, call Kim Jonas at 308-935-1121. That number again, 308-935-1121, or download a copy of the application from their webpage, ansleypublicschools.org.
We'll stay on the job front. Nebraska Department of Transportation has a great opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Broken Bow and Ansley. At the NDOT, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development. Advancement opportunities are available, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package. To apply, you need to go online because an online state application must be completed. So go to this website, go to statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity, veterans preference employer.
We'll be right back.
Duda Plumbing, the guys you want when you need a new septic system or your existing system needs a good pumping. With Scott and Colton boasting over 40 years of experience, they know a thing or two about keeping things flowing smoothly. Don't wait until your backyard or basement smell like a swamp. Get on their schedule for a pump every 2 years. For the really tough spots, their sewer camera can spy on what their eyes can't catch. For over 40 years, Duda Plumbing, where they do the plumbing.
I found the CBS prep. I had deleted it accidentally.
Oh, but now you've retrieved it.
I have. Well, I'm just, pretty much.
Good.
Yeah. Just so you know, it's National Accounting Day today. So thank your accountants for running the adding machines and keeping you on budget and on target. Also, National Devil's Food Cake Day. Do you like devil's food cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. There's nothing, devilish about it, really. It's just refers to a culinary term for deep, rich color, like in deviled eggs or ham. So it's not like Satan or anything like that, so don't worry about it.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Victoria Day in Canada, it's like Canada's Memorial Day weekend, except it's earlier than ours, which is coming up. You got me straightened out. I still had in my mind that Memorial Day was later on this month. It's a week from today.
It is. Yes, it's next Monday. I think it's just the way the calendar came out, because you got the end of May happening on a Saturday,
which is kind of weird.
So and maybe a little bit earlier than what we're used to.
If you're having a birthday today, you're celebrating with Pete Townsend. He is 80 today, lead singer and songwriter for The Who. And Lainey Wilson, 33 today, Grammy-winning country artist and Yellowstone star, and new artist of the year and female vocalist of the year.
Yeah. I hope I'm right on this, but I think I saw where George Strait had his birthday yesterday.
Yesterday?
I think so. I want to say 73 for
really?
the King. Yeah.
What's he doing semi-retiring? He's 73.
Yeah. Dude, I'd still pay to go listen to him sing.
No kidding. He'll do some shows. I think he was
so.
Talking about maybe not doing the huge ones, the big ones, and doing smaller shows, which would be nice if you're able to catch one. It's a heavenly day. Did you know that?
No, but that's great.
Yeah. Got rain. It's Monday. We're all going to tear through the week together. So when we come back, It's Patty Griffin with Heavenly Day. Stay tuned.
You're waking up with The Breakfast Show, KCNI, KBBN Radio.
I love it. Is there anything better than getting rewarded? Let us ask you this. How many reward apps do you currently have on your phone? Are you 2 purchases away from that free coffee or maybe a sandwich? Well, maybe we have one last question. Are you being rewarded for spending? If you said no, we can help you change that. At Bruning Bank, we offer 4 levels of our Bruning Bank credit card so we can best match you with the credit card suited for your lifestyle. The best part? You earn rewards with every purchase. Give us a call today at 308-872-2757 or visit BruningBank.com to learn how you can make the most of your purchases. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Are you having trouble getting your spring work done? Don't let that back and neck pain keep you inside. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111. We are your spine specialist and want you to keep moving. Team Physical Therapy will help you get rid of that neck or back pain and get you back outdoors. Call your movement rehabilitation specialist at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
heating and cooling.
Moline Seed and Fence was founded by the Moline family in 2014 southwest of Callaway with a simple concept: to serve farmers and ranchers by providing quality fencing and livestock supplies. They continue to meet the demands of all livestock producers, providing watering and fencing products of all kinds, from barbed wire to hedge posts, creosote post pipes, and panels. Give Moline Seed and Fence a call and have their team help you lay out your next project. Call 308-529-0781 or visit them on their web at molineseedandfence.com.
Hey, so you're a hardworking individual with no direct deposit. Not a problem. You still deserve free checking. Come visit us at any Nebraska State Bank location in Broken Bow, Callaway, or Myrna. We'll help you choose an account that best suits you and your current needs. No direct deposit needed. You'll even get free online and mobile banking because you deserve it. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
It's 8:30. You're listening to KCNI Radio, Broken Bow, Nebraska, and KBBN Radio here in Broken Bow. You can also listen online at KCNI1280.com or KBBN.com for the audio stream. And you can also watch the show on Sandhills Facebook Live and YouTube if you like. And we also want to thank those businesses who are making the streams and replays of the Breakfast Show available. They include V-Bar Trailer Sales, Runza here in Broken Bow, Ross Electric and Hertique, Quality Senior Villages, Off-Broadway Assisted and Independent Living, Ideal Realty, Hunter's Towing, Grand Generation Manor, Fairder's Auto Parts, Designs of Distinction, Custer County Foundation, and Culligan all make our show available to you online to view and listen to if you like. A note here, a very important one, Bass Enterprises. Teresa Bass and Addie Jo Martin are excited to announce they have moved, and you can find them now at 221 South East Street in the Pearson Building, just east of Maple Park Dental, out on West Highway 2. So be patient. They are a work in progress right now with the move, but they welcome you to stop by. They offer health supplemental such as dental, vision, accident, cancer, and disability, Medicare with all your major carriers, life insurance from term to whole insurance. Also, when heading out on vacation, check with them on travel insurance. If your own medical insurance doesn't cover you in another country, travel insurance does. That's something you might want to check into before you go overseas. Ask Bass Enterprises about your options before you leave the country. It's quick, easy, and simple to sign up. Stop by 2021 Southeast Street in the Pearson Building just east of Maple Park Dental. You can also call them at 308-870-1485.
When looking for a gift, why settle for ordinary when you could have something truly unique? And they can help you put that together at Circle V Stitch and Post. Contact Velma, who will bring your ideas to life with top-quality custom embroidery. Maybe you're looking to update your swag for your business employees going into the summer. Velma can help you get all of that together. Got shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, polos, hats, and so much more. Also, make sure you check out her selection of things like cowhide coasters, rugs, and table runners, personalized just for you. So skip the hassle of online shopping. Get custom quality at great prices right here in Broken Bow. Call Velma today at 872-6173. 872-6173. Feel free to leave a message, and she'll get back in touch with you, and she can help you get your creation started today at Circle V Stitch and Post.
Thank you, Brent Apperson. Here's an amazing story from CBS. Now, there's been some problems with drones because they have been interfering with some air flights and so forth, and they've kind of cracked down on that, and they're trying to get that cleaned up. And, you know, when there's events of some sort or even accidents, people get drones up and take a look for themselves, and you know, our law officials have drones, and so you can complicate things. I mean, there's different problems with it, especially around airports. But here's the use of a drone that is pretty amazing. So not all heroes wear capes. Some use drones. Andrew Smith was on a Florida beach with his drone searching for sharks when he heard a girl in the water screaming and asking for help. He couldn't swim, but he knew she was in trouble, and he had to do something. So he attached a life preserver that he had found on the beach to his drone and flew it out to her. There's actually video footage of this, and bystanders saw it, and they saved her life.
Yeah, wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is a neat story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop off the life preserver if you can't swim and still save the young lady's life.
Yeah.
All right. It won't be long now. We're going to give you a chance to do some texting to get yourself entered to the May the Beef Be With You promotion, so stay tuned. Here's Old Crow Medicine Show with Caroline. Old Crow Medicine Show, right here on The Breakfast Show. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we're going to give you a chance to text in and get yourself entered for those great beef prizes. Stay tuned.
Varney Pharmacy in Broken Bow is honored to offer a nice selection of memorials for decorating the graves of your loved ones this Memorial Day. Plus, this week, they are marked at 25% off. Their selection includes flags, stones, and garden stakes. Definitely swing in and view the variety for yourself. A reminder, Varney Pharmacy will be closed on Memorial Day, so please plan ahead for your prescriptions. Wishing you a safe Memorial Day weekend, Varney Pharmacy in Broken Bow.
Remember the time you used to spend fighting weeds and bugs? Now you can spend that time elsewhere because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has been serving the area. Contact Casey to schedule your aerial application this spring.
Visit the Secret Garden every day in May for gorgeous annuals, succulents, and vegetable plants as well to get your garden started. They'll even plant your pots for you. Make sure you remember them for when you need sympathy and memorial gifts, and shop online anytime at thesecretgardenonline.com. Open every day in May, Monday through Friday 11:30 to 4:30, Saturdays 8:30 to 4:30, and Sundays 1 to 4. The Secret Garden, just west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
20 minutes before the hour of 9 o'clock. Good to have you aboard. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate you. Rex Taylor says he had an inch 80 on South End Street here in Broken Bow, and Scotty is here. You mentioned you had what?
275. I have a picture to prove it.
No, I believe you.
It's a miracle. We were in South Dakota for my in-laws' branding this weekend, and they had caught some rain that we didn't. But I just, by faith, I said, we'll catch some this week. Here we are.
You were right.
So
everybody's smiling. That's great.
Now you'll have to forgive me. I don't know exactly where you live. This would have been where?
Well, it'll forever be Tuffy's place.
Oh,
okay. Oh, you're out on the north edge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Tuffy's place. That's a good way to describe it. So we're going to hold you up just for a minute because we're going to give people a chance to text in, but for a chance to win our beef prizes.
Oh, nice.
Now, it's a question that maybe you might want to participate in.
Okay.
This is the question. A crossbreed between a donkey and a zebra is known as what? Zenke,
wow.
Zonke, Zebras, or Z-Donk? Or all of the above?
What does this have to do with beef? Yeah. I thought it was going to be a beef trivia question.
I thought this would be more fun. Okay, that's the question. You can answer it how you like. Text us at 308-870-0333 and get your text in. Get your name, first and last name there, and that'll get you entered. All brought to you by CarQuest of Broken Bow, Culligan in Broken Bow, and Custer County Feeders in Oconto. And we'll give you 2 minutes and 40 seconds to text starting now. We're going to play another old 97 song for you called Turn Off the TV. Start texting now.
Through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 8 until noon.
8:46 is your time, and Scotty is here from Custer County Economic Development Corporation. She heads things up with this great group of business people and entrepreneurs and concerned citizens about our community. How you doing, Scotty?
I'm good.
Good. So you mentioned that you were at a branding up in South Dakota. What was the weather like up there for the branding?
It was beautiful. A little windy, but it's always windy up there. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, you didn't miss out on, you didn't avoid wind here because it was really windy.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday was nice.
Saturday was
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sun yesterday,
yeah.
Little breezy.
Well, and I'm thinking Friday, we had that fun run for the North Park Inclusive Playground fundraiser and those kids.
They did it?
I thought they were going to blow away.
Man.
The water and the chalk throwing was not as exciting.
Yeah, I bet that was a challenge. Yeah, but they went ahead and had it.
They did, yeah.
Good.
That project, I hope, continues, grows, builds. It's really important.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They presented to the school board at a work session. And when I came on with that committee, there's some amazing women that are just very passionate. And I jumped in there just because I remember it from way back when it first was being talked about, when like Carlene Albin was around. And I'm like, yeah, this is still, a thing. I want to get behind this. And, anything we can do to think big, or grant applications or anything that I can help with. But I said, realize, the school board's going to need some time to wrap their head around this project. It's a large project. We're working through a school bond project right now, which is also a large project. But it's definitely something that needs to happen. And I believe it will come to fruition. And like I said, there's some great people behind it.
I think it's, I think it's important because it's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're able to jump and run and do all of that, you can be there. And then on the other hand, if you have some challenges that this will help you with, you can be there for that too. I think that's great.
Yeah. It breaks my heart to think that there's some students at North Park that they have no way of being included in play right now. I see them showing up in the mornings when I take Meadow to preschool, and the school's very dedicated to their education, and this play is a form of education. And so this is just one more way that I think those students need to be served as well.
How many people in this room? There's 3. I know that. But how many of you made a friend on a playground when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, made an enemy or two.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but it comes full circle.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Scotty said it's a learning experience.
Yes.
It's an education.
Yeah.
But, it is important. It's such a great place for kids to realize they have things in common and they can have fun together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what I think is really cool is how much the students are behind this project. That the 3rd and 4th graders did, I think, 2 different fundraisers throughout the school year, collected change in the classrooms. And, I think they even want to present to the school board and explain why it's important. And that inclusion culture that kids are being raised with is just exciting for me. I love to see it. It just warms my heart.
Well, we'll be watching for more fundraisers, and we intend this fall to get involved in drawing attention to that and having some fun with it too. But if you're out there listening and you have some ideas on how to raise money for this group, get a hold of them, right?
Yep, and they did. They drew on Friday after the fun run for the signed football, Cam Jurgens.
Oh, yeah.
Brent Kirkpatrick won, I think, the helmet.
Oh, nice.
And I can't remember who won the football, but we did go ahead and give those away. That was a great fundraiser. So thank you to Craig Safranek and Donis. She donated the football and Craig donated the helmet that were both signed by Cam. So
nice.
That was a good fundraiser. Kind of a segue into something else I'll be talking about. The school is generously donating drivers and fuel for shuttles to drive around the Bran cyclists that are coming to town June 3rd. So we'll be hanging up our QR code for donations to the Inclusive Playground. I thought, in a roundabout way, that money comes back to the school for improvements, and so let's use that as a fundraiser for the Inclusive Playground, since the school's donating the shuttles, to get those cyclists around town to spend some money and stimulate the economy. That's going to be on June 3rd, so coming right up.
Yeah. That reminds me to remind folks that their regular school board meeting is tonight at 6, and it will be held at the Broken Bow North Park Elementary School at the library this time. They've been having them at the public library, and I think they were hoping maybe they would be into their new boardroom. Evidently didn't quite make it, so it's at the North Park Elementary at 6 o'clock tonight. It's always a good idea, if you can, just to take in a meeting. You don't have to do a thing other than listen and see how the school board members are working for the kids and the projects, all these projects you mentioned with the rebuild, remodel, and additions going on. And they're full swing into that now, going into summer. So
yes.
Hopefully they'll get a majority of that done before school starts again. So.
I hope so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, hopefully Darren will make it. I don't know if he'll make it to my meeting. It's tough because his school board meetings are the same Monday as my board meetings for CEDC. But I always reach out to him by email, and he'll usually give me an update that way, at least.
That you can provide, yeah.
Hear how things are progressing up there. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. It's coming together. You can see that from the outside. Brent got a tour a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they're really making progress in a lot of areas. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Sometimes once you get to the finish work stages of things too, it feels like it's going slowly, but that's whenever you really notice that things are coming together.
Yeah, when you start getting flooring and sheetrock.
I was going to say a lot of carpeting had been laid down when I was at carpeting and paint. You get those two things starting to go up and lay down. Yeah, it really starts to take shape then. Yeah.
Speaking of that, we had an open house for the daycare expansion over for Precious Angels. For their summer kids program, and speaking of the finish work, when they laid some new flooring in the entryway and put new doors in that main entryway, and did some work to the outside and the siding and put some awnings up, and it's just looking sharp. Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah, that's quite an area of town now with the Christian school and right across the street, the place for kids to go before, it's going to be an active little corner of town again.
Yeah, I talked with Sarah and Mary jokingly. I said, we should just close this street between the two of them and then just have it free for all.
That'd be nice.
Fence it in.
That'd be fun, but that probably won't happen.
No.
Speaking of streets, it is encouraging and quite enlightening to see the cement poured on the street and the new addition, Eagle Crest.
Yeah.
It's really coming to form now. You can picture now what's going to happen there.
Oh, for sure. I've been getting a lot of phone calls.
Have you?
And I knew I would. When the streets were poured, it starts to feel like a little neighborhood. I haven't driven by since we got those hard rains last night. Hopefully there wasn't a lot of runoff, but just so many ideas, and I love it. I love it when people call me with all these ideas for different development strategies, and I'm excited to get the legal descriptions done on those lots so that we can start selling them so people's dreams can come to fruition. So,
well, they'll be able to visualize it now,
right?
And I like the way it sweeps down over the hill and kind of curves in. Gives you that the idea that it's a new neighborhood, but it's going to have a personality of its own. So
right, and now you start getting into some of those technical questions like, okay, this lot on the corner with the cul-de-sac, where does the driveway go? Which way is front facing for the house? Types of things that poor Dave is getting a lot of emails from me on, what's the setback? Is it from this street or that street? And so we do have a final walkthrough with JEO and the engineers and the city and myself on Wednesday morning this week. So that's really making it feel like we're almost there. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You've worked hard on it, I know, and some other folks along with you. So there is a meeting today, as you mentioned, and one of the things that happens at the economic development meetings, it is kind of nice because you have I actually looked at the minutes, believe it or not, or the
Hey,
agenda.
you read the minutes.
Yeah.
Caitlin, he read the minutes.
Yeah, tell Caitlin, I read the minutes, and I looked at the upcoming meeting this afternoon. I always like the reports from the different entities, city, school, Mid-Plains, whoever can show up. It's nice to catch up that way.
Yeah, I try to reach out to some of the folks that can't make it, because we keep in touch with Sargent, Ansley, Callaway, Arnold. Some of those folks, their city or village clerk doubles as their economic development contact, and they can't leave because that place doesn't run without them. So try to just keep in touch with them and share an update if I can. And, as you know, we're coordinating with all of our outlying communities on this grant application for the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. So been keeping a lot of contact with our village clerks and coordinating some things for that application. That full application, the final, is due this Thursday, the 22nd. So we're wrapping things up with that. I had to get creative on making that affordable with the income restrictions. I went ahead and wrote in 2 different ways. Number 1 will be down payment assistance of 20% of the sale price of the home, or $70,000, forgivable over a 10-year period. So if they live in the house for 10 years, the full $70,000 gets forgiven. And then they allow you to do what's called affordability credits, which is you can set aside a certain amount of money on the sale price of the home. You don't necessarily sell the home for less, but you take that amount out of the mortgage calculation so that they can have an affordable payment, because these homes are income qualified. So if you've got a household income of $70,000 and you're trying to sell them a $350,000 house, because that's what it costs to put up a new build anymore, even if the lot is gifted to us. And so even with that down payment assistance, that's difficult for those homes to be affordable. So I went ahead and wrote in $100,000 of affordability credits, which would set that $100,000 aside. You'd still have a lien on that home, and if they sell it, you get that money back, but it doesn't get calculated into their mortgage payment. So some fairly bold terms to write into this grant, but I just don't see any reason to try to do it without making it workable for these families, or retired people, or whoever ends up buying these homes. So we'll see what they think this time around.
Well, if it isn't feasible, it's dead in the water.
It's not worth doing it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. So if they don't like it, we may turn around and, if we do an application next year, if the board wants to, I may look at maybe some rehabilitation funds, maybe to try to get a hold of some of these older homes that are still livable and need some renovations, and maybe establish a fund that way. It's difficult in some of these smaller towns because people sit on these homes. They think they're going to move back someday when I retire. Well, you're 80 now. Can you, if you're going to live there, can we do something with it, or sell it, or so that a young family can have a starter home or something? Callaway's doing some interesting things with their LB 840 fund, where they're incentivizing people to let go of some of those homes. If they're dilapidated, they're helping, provide some funds to tear that house down and put a new one up, kind of using honey to incentivize that. There's also, there's state statutes that allow you to pass a local ordinance to fine homeowners or landowners that let vacant properties sit and rot. That's a way of using vinegar to make it happen. I've seen it be very successful in some other small communities in Nebraska. I'm not sure how it would go over here. Most of the folks I've visited with about it are very hesitant, because it does make people upset at first.
Sure.
Until you start seeing the progress from it, and then people really get behind it, from what I've learned.
And I think, and I know you're aware of this, Thursday of last week, Ansley had a town hall meeting about mostly about housing, but it's about their comprehensive plan. They were looking, they're planning ahead and trying to make things happen in Ansley that way as well. So they've been working on that continuous plan there. Sargent's still working on their swimming pool. You mentioned Callaway. They've been pretty aggressive with new housing and refurbishing or taking lots and turning them into opportunities. And so, Arnold, my gosh, they've always got something going on. And
I know Cheryl's busy.
They had,
busy gal.
They had. We mentioned this last Friday, I think, looking at the Arnold Sentinel. They had a citywide cleanup in Arnold, and they did it with volunteers, hundreds of people. In a town of whatever it is, I told Brent half the town must have volunteered to help clean up the town. And Broken Bow this past weekend, I happened to take some things down to the collection point between the ball fields at Tomahawk. Myers were running steady, bringing new containers and taking out the old ones. They were filling them up like crazy. So there's some good things happening in cleaning up our communities, and I hope we continue.
I do too. And I think the key is having people in your community that are passionate about it and care, and if you can get the drive started, then people will usually follow, because they do care about where they live. They don't want to live where it's trashy or run down. They want to be proud of their community. I've been in contact with some folks in the Ansley area about ideas behind a county-wide kind of a code enforcement officer for some of these smaller outlying communities. That's where the challenge lies a lot of times, is they have codes in place to keep properties from getting run down, but they don't have anybody to enforce them.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge in your smaller communities.
It's a good idea. And also, right here in Broken Bow, if you take a walk around town, there's some properties that need some tender love. So everybody has that to deal with, but it certainly makes a difference. A building that's wore out, hasn't maybe been lived in, is going to deteriorate, but the lot's still there.
Right.
So, yeah, all good things. Scotty, you're doing great.
Well, thanks.
So, anything else before we close? I know you have the meeting today. That's the board meeting, and then I know this biker deal coming in. That's a big deal for you.
Yeah, we have our final committee meeting for that this week. So wrapping everything up, we've had a great committee, and I feel pretty confident that we're ready. This is my first time through it, so I'm sure there's going to be learning curves, but we have a kind of an interesting presenter for our meeting. First, at the beginning of the meeting, will be Sandhills Task Force. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're a nonprofit, kind of a conservation group that covers all of the Sandhills, but they're getting to the point where they've got quite a few employees that live in Broken Bow. And so I feel like, we should become aware of them, because I don't think a lot of folks even know what that organization is. So, it's just kind of a conservation organization, and they, want to provide not only education and awareness, but also resources for, I think they rerouted some natural waterways that had kind of gone awry up through the Sandhills, and just different ways to kind of conserve. I think we take for granted that we live right in the middle of a very important ecosystem here with
very
the Sandhills.
Unique. Yeah.
So
yeah.
They'll present real quick at the beginning, and then we've got a lot of things to cover at our meeting today. So.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. I always enjoy visiting with you, and I know Brent, he's so busy doing sports. This is a great time for people to catch up who can't keep track of all the things you're doing.
Yes, right. Well said.
But everybody gets real busy, and sometimes you're flying under the radar, but you don't seem to mind that.
That's all right. If I need your attention, I'll get it. But I appreciate his questions from, another perspective, too, somebody that's not at the meetings and knows what's going on. Real quick, a plug, the barn is opening.
Oh, that's right.
Memorial Day weekend. So make sure you get out there, even our local people. There's some really cool stuff out there, so check it out.
And they'll probably start doing some groundwork in the future on the schoolhouse.
Yeah. We're still waiting to hear back from Mike. Turned in an application to the Amy Foundation to help us cover the rest of the moving costs, and we got a lower bid on what it will cost to move it. So with the $6,000 we got from the foundation, and hopefully we'll get a little bit from the Amy Foundation, we're hoping we can start moving forward. We already have a tourism grant to cover pouring the foundation, so I'm sure we'll get on the books to to at least get moving with that. We've got to wait for the construction to wrap up before we can haul the schoolhouse through town anyway. So
yeah, that's going to be nice though when it's done, isn't it?
It's going to be so nice.
It's going to look great.
I'm excited, and they're making quick work of it.
They're right on. I don't know what this rain will probably slow things down a little bit, but they have been rolling along. My understanding at the city council meeting recently is that they were on schedule. David Smith mentioned that they were on schedule and planning on switching lanes here real soon and start working on the other side. So
yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
And again, I just love seeing Myers Construction trucks and shirts out there that it's our local people that are doing these big projects.
Yeah, they have that local feel that makes a difference, I think. So yeah, it's going good. It's going good. Be careful though. I don't know. Scotty, I'm going to get worked up here. Don't get me worked up.
Uh-oh.
What? I think people in Custer County can read. I think most people can read. Probably 99.9999% of them can read. Doesn't it say at each end, do not use your cell phone as you go through this construction?
Every time it says that everywhere. I think it's really probably a rule anytime you're driving a vehicle.
Well, every time I go through that construction, I got some person driving by me on that little narrow lane with the phone in their face.
Oh,
don't get
so frustrating.
Sorry, Brent. I didn't want to get worked up.
That's okay.
Not in front of Scotty either. That's terrible.
Never seen this side of you.
Oh well, we can harp. Can we solve? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for coming.
Be careful, people.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Please. Custer County Economic Development Corporation, hard at work for you. And our director is Scotty Ross. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're a little behind here, but before we go to news at the top, I want to throw a little something at you, too. Blake Waldo spoke at the last city council meeting and kind of gave an update on where they're at with the reconstruction and rebuilding of the grid after the February 20th power plant explosion. And they're right on schedule, if not ahead of schedule. And he talked for about 4 or 5 minutes, and was going to run that last week, but we had a lot of guests coming in. So I'm going to run that after the news here so you can hear what he had to say. That's a good report.
Awesome.
Right. News is next here on the show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Joe Biden thanks his well-wishers following his prostate cancer diagnosis. Here's CBS's Steve Kathan.
This morning on X, former President Biden posted, "Cancer touches us all." And he writes, "Thank you for lifting us up with love and support."
This 82-year-old Biden's been diagnosed with an aggressive prostate cancer that's spread to his bones. President Trump's spending bill has finally cleared the House Budget Committee after a late-night session last night. House Speaker Mike Johnson.
There's a lot more work to do. We've always acknowledged that. Towards the end, there will be more details to iron out, and we have several more to take care of. But I'm looking forward to very thoughtful discussions, very productive discussions over the next few days.
The bill increases spending for the military and immigration enforcement while cutting funding for food stamps, Medicaid, and clean energy subsidies. After this weekend's killer tornadoes in Kentucky and Missouri.
I'm going to be out here for weeks and months trying to help build back lives of people that I love, that I care about.
We're all blessed just to be alive.
The death toll's risen to 28. CBS News Brief.
The power of Dell AI with Intel Inside is transforming the world of pro sports. Teams can see curveballs coming with predictive analytics. Coaches can use AI insights to help players improve their shots in real time. And fans can get more out of every winning moment with AI-enhanced replays.
Unbelievable! What a play!
See how Dell Technologies with Intel Inside can power your wins at Dell.com/win.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, who's a good boy? Oh, who's what? Oh,
she needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, Here's Steve DeSager.
At Yankee Stadium Sunday night, the Yanks beat the Mets 8-2 with 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Cody Bellinger hit a grand slam. He finished 3 for 3 at the plate with 6 RBIs. The Mets offense as a team was 3 for 30 with 11 strikeouts. Seattle completed a 3-game sweep of the series at San Diego, winning Sunday 6-1. The Padres scored just 1 run in each of those 3 games this weekend. The Angels swept the Dodgers in a 3-game series, winning Sunday 6-4. San Francisco with 2 runs bottom of the 8th edged the A's 3-2. Athletics have lost 5 in a row. Arizona 1-0 over Colorado. The Rockies on the road 3-22. In the NBA playoffs, a Game 7 to Oklahoma City, eliminating Denver 125-93. An NHL Game 7 went to Florida 6-1 at Toronto. Scotty Scheffler took the PGA Championship by 5 strokes, and NASCAR's All-Star race was won by Christopher Bell.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Chance for storms today, otherwise mainly sunny skies. Highs level off around 73. Westerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies tonight, chance of thunderstorms. Lows dip down to about 40. Overcast skies tomorrow, slight chance of rain showers. Highs around 58. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Runza is your destination for good times and good food. Delicious burgers, amazing one-of-a-kind Runzas, and great seasonal meals, drinks, and sides. Don't miss Pig in a Blanket days at your local Broken Bow Runza on Highway 2.
54 degrees outside, cloudy skies, and Jack mentioned earlier you might even feel some mist in the air off and on here today. Winds are not a factor so far today, which is wonderful. Humidity is near like 96, 97%, so that's why you're going to maybe feel that moisture in the air. Again, we received 2 inches of precipitation here at the studios as of 7 o'clock this morning. That puts our total for the month all of a sudden to 2 inches and 46 hundredths. Some of the other reports we have received, Deb Briner here in Broken Bow, 1 inch 92. Gary Geiselman on 13th Avenue, an even 2 inches. Vicki and Bill Hart, east of Sargent, 1 inch 70. Rex Taylor, 1 inch 80 on South End Street in Broken Bow. And Scotty Ross, who lives out on the north edge of Broken Bow, received 275, I believe she said. So, sorry. And so varied amounts, but all near or over 2 inches. So
yeah, great.
Yeah. We did have that pea-sized hail, hoping it was soft enough it didn't do too much damage, kind of piled up like snow. And we hope that all you folks out in the rural areas receive some of this moisture without the hard stuff as well. But certainly something that we are very excited about this morning.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't want to go overboard, but hey, it was getting critical. And now maybe they won't start drawing down on our reservoirs that supply irrigation. Sherman Reservoir in Nokomis, I was told that they were talking about starting the draw on Sherman in another week or 2, which would be way, way early just because they needed to get that irrigation water going. Maybe this will slow it down, at least for the time being. And that will leave those lakes up a little while longer. All right, I mentioned to you earlier that we were covering the City Council meeting, Broken Bow City Council meeting last week, and Blake Waldo, who is the superintendent of the electrical department for Broken Bow, got up and gave an update on the restoration and repairs being done following the February 20th explosion and loss of power and damages done. I did not edit this or anything, so it's just exactly a recording of what he said, and the recorder was in the front of him. I don't even know quite how it ends because I was dubbing it off that night, and that's when the accident happened out here. So I've not edited it, but I know that Blake did a good job of explaining where they're at on that. So here's Blake Waldo, the superintendent of the electrical department for Broken Bow, giving an update last week at the city council.
Blake Waldo, electric superintendent. May 3rd was our last outage for this 2400 conversion. That was Saturday. We planned that with kind of working with Correlate and with MPPD, and then graduation was the following week, so we wanted to beat that, and Saturday was our lucky day. With that last outage, we were able to utilize the dual voltage transformer from the power plant that we no longer needed to get rid of the mobile sub. So it's May 8th, the mobile sub left town, and May 3rd was the opening of the switch. So we are proud to be saving $16,000 a month with that being gone. To utilize that transformer, we had to get phase 1 and 2 done, and we weren't sure if that transformer was going to work or not, but we kind of shot for it and ended up with some luck on our side. So we minimized the load, and then phase 3 and 4 are still temporary power, but just being fed from a dual voltage transformer temporarily. The goal was June to have that mobile sub out of here, and we were able to beat it a month early, so had it for 2 months and a week, I think. For phase 3 and 4, we have 228 customers of 300 converted already, and the rest of them are 22 residentials and 50 businesses, which we're working on now. Phase 3 is about ready. We'll have to correlate with Curtis Cole Electric with the courthouse, and then so that outage might have to be on a different day, but we will notify the businesses as early and quickly as possible so they have time to be notified. Phase 3 is, again, from the map, is South 10th to South 12th. And then phase 4 would be South 10th to South 8th. The line crew's been putting in very long hours during the work weeks and the weekends to get people off the temporary power, with the least amount of interruptions. We've had a catastrophic event happen with the power plant and the power plant substation. We know businesses and residents are being affected by these outages, and we want to say thank you for the understanding and working with us while we get things repaired and off temporary power. With the cards that we've been dealt, we've been able to handle this event the most efficient and economically way possible. So thanks to the line crew, and thanks for businesses and residents for working with us while we get through this. Phase 3 and 4, estimate phase 4 is going to take a little bit, but phase 3 might be done in a couple weeks, just not 100% sure yet. And then in the meantime, from February to now, we've also deployed our Tantalus system, AMI. We are getting 95% of our meter reads back, and it kind of timed out right because we lost our reader in the fire in the power plant. So we're moving along. We're working with Novatech right now to get our SCADA on the electric side back up. Right now, we're not seeing anything on the SCADA side.
All right, that's the report, and I thought it was a good one, and it kind of gives you an idea of what they're hoping to do in the future here, planning to do, actually, and making good progress. And the last segment of that was on meter conversions, and as a matter of fact, they were out here a week or so ago and swapping out our meter, and they may be doing that at your place if they haven't done that yet. So good progress with the electrical department. I think the Broken Bow City crews all the way around are doing a great job with all the different things. If you drive around at all in Broken Bow and you look at all the parks, all the mowing that needs to be done to keep things looking nice, that's a major job in the summertime. If you really don't think about it till you think about all the different parks we have and all the city property that they take care of, and streets, what's going on with their repairs. This past weekend with the citywide cleanup, crews were down there working Saturday, loading all kinds of things in containers. And so we appreciate our city crews. They're doing a great job, and I know that City Administrator David Smith mentioned that. The mayor mentioned that at the meeting as well about all the different departments who are doing a great job. Police department, street department, water. Good job.
Yeah. Going back to the utilities conversation, sometimes you when you're in those positions, you have to deal with the unexpected, right? And there's really no preparation for that.
No.
I mean, who anticipates what happened on February 20th? Probably not too many people anticipate, well, listen, businesses go through this too, but kudos to those people in those positions that find a way to just work through the unexpected. So
yeah, they've done it, and they're doing some more of it.
Yeah.
So it's been quite a success. Certainly wished it wouldn't have happened, but it did, and as you say, unexpectedly, and make the adjustments, and they're doing the best they can. In fact, I think doing a little bit more than people expected sooner than expected.
Yeah.
So it's working out. It's going to work out. We're going to be shiny and bright here one of these days, get new streets and grid repairs and all sorts of different things. Also, fire department, certainly don't want to forget emergency personnel and fire department. And that's all across our listening area. And there was an example of that last week when there was a fire inside the BD facility. And all of a sudden, here comes emergency personnel, fire department with the ladder truck and a few other trucks and ambulances and everything. And then they called, I believe, Myrna in for support, for backup. And then they called the other departments out across the listening area to ask them to be on standby in case something happened, because they'd be taking care of that particular situation. The coordination is outstanding between these different organizations, different departments. So you don't want to see anything bad happen, but it does make you feel better when you see people adjust to those unexpected things you're talking about.
Yep,
so
for sure.
Yeah, it's easy to see when you're standing there watching these guys get up on ladders and go up on roofs and do all the things they do. And I also commend BD for the way they handle their drills, and their practices pay off. Let's put it that way. They may have had they were talking about having a tornado drill yet later that day.
I know you were there live doing reports, and when you mentioned that, I'm like, yeah, you just kind of go, wow, that's the timing of things sometimes is amazing. We talk about our volunteers and everything, but what I really appreciate too is the way our volunteers, firemen, emergency personnel, first responders, the seriousness with which they take their training.
Yeah.
Because it takes, you just don't volunteer and then just show up. You have to be trained to handle these situations. And I think it's pretty evident that all of our volunteers across our entire area take their training seriously so that they are prepared to handle the situation the way it needs to be handled and to do it in the safest way possible for everybody involved. And we appreciate that.
Well said. I agree completely. And, of course, we had the unfortunate accident that took place out here last Tuesday, I believe it was, and a loss of life there. And, of course, being this close here, happened to be here and watching the emergency personnel, Custer County Sheriff's Department working with the State Patrol, EMTs, some volunteers when the accident first happened off the golf course, helping direct traffic until officials got there. Again, unexpected and adjust to it, so it's fantastic. Did we have anything left to do here?
I want to remind everybody about the Household Hazardous Waste Collection, which will take place in Lexington at the end of this month. This will be on Saturday, May 31st, and the collection will be from 8 to 11 a.m. on that day. This is through the Lexington Area Solid Waste Agency, and that will be the drop-off site for the Household Hazardous Waste Collection. If you're not familiar with where they're located, the address is 76460 Highway 21 in Lexington. This is a free service, And they do ask that we announce some of the items that they will accept. And they will take things like yard and garden chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, flammables, paints and thinners, auto products, used oil, antifreeze, household products and cleaning chemicals, mercury and batteries, auto, lead acid and or rechargeable, titanium, cadmium, and nickel halide, as well as fluorescent light bulbs. Those are some of the things they will accept. Some of the things they won't take include infectious waste and needles, asbestos, oil or paint-containing PCBs, high school labs, appliances, construction waste, and they will not take tires, nor will they take computers. Now, if you have questions about materials that will be accepted, you are free to contact them at 308-324-3351. 308-324-3351. That's the Household Hazardous Waste Collection through the Lexington Area Solid Waste Agency. And again, the drop-off for this will be the facility at Lexington, which is 76460 Highway 21. And this will take place on Saturday, May 31st from 8 to 11 a.m.
Thank you, Brent. Going to give you folks out there one more chance to text in and get registered. The text number is 870-0333, brought to you by CarQuest of Broken Bow, Culligan here in Broken Bow, and Custer County Feeders in Oconto. We do have a beef question.
Okay.
It's not a donkey-zebra mix. It's a beef question.
Can I ask what the answer to that question was?
I think all of them.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should, like Zenke, Zonke, Zebras, and Zedonk.
Oh, so no matter what you put down, you were right.
Well, they were all listed here, so I assume so.
Okay. All right.
All right. The next question is, what is the name of beef known for its marbling and used in premium steaks? What is the name of the beef known for its marbling and used in premium steaks? If you know, answer the question, but most importantly, get your name, full name in to this text, 870-0333, and get yourself registered to win May the Beef Be With You prizes. You got about 3 minutes and 50 seconds to text, and we'll close the show. Thanks for listening, folks. We appreciate you. Also, quick note here, Tracy Chris, north of Comstock, 1.65 inches. I'll just run through those again. Rex Taylor, 1.80 inches on South End Street in Broken Bow. Vicky and Bill Hart, east of Sargent, 1.70 inches. Gary Geiselman on 13th Avenue here in Broken Bow, an even 2 inches, which is what we had here. Deb Briner had 1.92 inches in her gauge. And those are some of the folks that dropped off their amounts to us, plus Scotty Ross mentioning on the north edge of Broken Bow, she received 2 inches and 75 hundredths, and she had a picture of the rain gauge. So
she did, yeah. And the airport you said was what? 1.97 inches?
1.97 inches.
Oh,
yep. Congratulations, Mother Nature! You finally done it for us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow, Brent.
See ya.